Hello chaps, this video is about the anomalies that I've heard in ABBA's song Voulez-Vous. For this work I used the 92 remaster by Mikhail Tretov and then checked that against the 97 Astley remasters, which I know we all slag off because it sounds awful. However, it is quite good for revealing anomalies because it is so trebly. I then also checked against the best mix that I know of, which is the vinyl version. It's interesting because Mott's Piano 2 posted up the complete studio remasters recording of the extended Voulez-Vous mix, which I didn't even know existed, so I'm grateful to him for putting that up. And it also reminded me of how much I like this song. There's loads and loads of edits in the extended version, but I'm happy to say that the anomalies on the regular Voulez-Vous mix are much tidier than the extended version. Firstly, although every piece of sheet music that I've ever seen for this has it in F minor, that's 4 flats and a pretty vile key to play in, the record is actually in E minor, which is much easier. Next, none of these anomalies that I've found have been found out of phase. I haven't even listened to Voulez-Vous out of phase, although I suppose it would be quite an interesting thing to do. All of these have been found by listening to it on headphones, and most of them, apart from a few at the very beginning of the song, can be heard just by listening in stereo on ordinary speakers. Okay, so to start with, at 19 seconds and at 2 minutes 20 seconds, there are bad strums. Now, there is a repeated guitar phrase in Voulez-Vous. It's played, I think, on an acoustic guitar or a clean electric guitar, and they're quite embellished strums, a little bit, although not exactly like this. I'll hop over to the piano. So that pattern of 4 strums is repeated quite a lot. And the third one is usually crap, it has to be said, compared to the other 3. The most obvious, again, is at 19 seconds. At 2 minutes 20 seconds, the bad strum is in the middle of the word regrets. Another bad strum here. This time it sounds like it's been edited in. It's ever so slightly dull. It's a bit of a beast to hear if you're listening to it on ordinary speakers, but try listening to the 97 Voulez-Vous mix on headphones. Voulez-Vous is full of bad cracks. In fact, I'm going to coin a new technical term. It's called sweet wrappers. Imagine that you're trying to watch a movie and somebody in the cinema behind you is rattling sweet wrappers. That's exactly what some of these things sound like. Another technical term is spitting sausages. And if you imagine a frying pan spitting sausages, and then listen to the first time that Frida sings Masters of the Scene, so that's 42 seconds, underneath the syllable stirs of masters, you'll hear a spitting sausage. At 1:12, 1:13 seconds, you have to listen ever so carefully, but the gold mix was the one that threw this one up. It's a bass drum which is slightly curtailed and slightly out of character compared to the rest of it. It's the second beat under vous, as in La question c'est voulez-vous, boom, and there it is. Right, this is during the introduction to the second verse and that very catchy synth and guitar riff that goes in key though. And 4 times that's repeated, and on the 4th time the sound really hardens out, gets very bright and brittle, and I think it's just where a new take was introduced. and it might be a flight of fancy, but that sort of brighter EQ also carries on into the second verse as well. Very obvious on the gold mix, but also on a good stereo split system, like a hi-fi separate system or something, you'll hear that on speakers as well as headphones. I suppose if you were crafty, and I'm not suggesting that anybody in the ABBA camp was crafty, except they probably were very crafty, they would probably think that a record would disguise the crackles, or the sweet rappers as I'm calling them, in this song. There are two bad examples just here. At 2 minutes 31 to 35 seconds, that whole passage, and in the middle of Take It Now or Leave It at 2:53 seconds. Just as you're getting over those crackles, you're suddenly presented with a very sudden edit into the "and here we go again" bit. It's just a bit sharp and jarring, takes you a little bit by surprise. Now, once again, sort of getting ideas above my station, I very rarely criticise the actual notes that ABBA play, and here I'm not really criticising, it's just that there are some very, very strange chords going on the left-hand side. 3 minutes 5 seconds to 3 minutes 8 seconds. They sound like somebody played them, they got left in, and someone thought, well, actually, we won't bother to correct them because they sound all right, which they do, but they do sound very strange, okay? The only thing I can suggest that you do is put a pair of headphones on and listen. It's a clean electric guitar, I think, on the very far left. It's playing very low down in the mix, but as soon as you spot them, then every time you hear it, I heard it on the car stereo today, well, on my iPod connected up to my car stereo today, and it really stuck out at me even then, and in a way that the other Anomalies didn't. Okay, three things here, two of which are not Anomalies, but we'll get the anomaly out of the way first. There's some very bad sweet rapper noises during the breakdown where there's Voulez-Vous, aha, aha, aha. Also, there's some fantastic guitar work going on. Again, very low down in the mix. I don't mean deep sounds, I mean low as in quiet in the mix. On the far left-hand side, the left-hand side gets some really, really detailed bits being added in here. But it's a distorted guitar. When you hear the words aha on the syllable aha, the guitarist uses his tremolo arm and does a downward glissando, so it's going down like that, and it is absolutely fantastic, really, to think that they would go so far as to put that sort of detail on and keep it down low. It's really amazing. Also, during the fade out, this is the third thing now, during the fade out, there's a bass, what I call a bass squiggle, that where the chorus comes in again. It's just before the chorus comes in again, and as that comes in, we get some more percussion being played. It's a very fast percussive pattern, again, that's not really being played during the main song, but you know that during the fade out they would suddenly bring in this percussion. Now it's either tambourines or shakers. If you've got a fantastic system such as a Krell CD player or an SME record player or something like that, you could probably tell me exactly what it is, but whatever, it's absolutely brilliant. And those are all the Anomalies that I've heard on Voulez-Vous. I will get back to you soon with Money, Money, Money. If I was following the sequence on Gold properly, then that would be the one I'd be doing now. But because Moat's Piano has inspired me with his extended remix of Voulez-Vous, I've decided to do that next. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back soon with Money, Money, Money.